Hey guys, Richard here again. Today in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about a different car today. Now, I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break from doing driving laws at the moment. I will finish them off soon, but at the moment I'm gonna take a bit of a break right now. Today in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about a American supercar. Now, this is something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and I've never got the chance to talk about it, but now I have finally have got the chance. So I finally have got the chance to talk about this car. Now, today in this video, I am going to be talking to you guys about this car. Here it is. What you're seeing right here is the Dodge Viper. Now, I've been dying to be talking about this car. I've been dying to talk about this car for weeks right now, and months even. I've been wanting to do it for so long, but I've never got the chance to do it. But now I have finally got the chance to talk about the Viper. So, without any further ado, before I start, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, comment below what you guys think, hit that notification bell, and also you are alerted of when I make new uploads. And without any further ado, let's get started. This is going to be great. So here we go. So, the Dodge Viper is the car I'm talking about. Here we go. Dodge Viper. So here we go. The Dodge Viper. So yeah, the Dodge Viper is a sports car that was manufactured by Dodge by SRT, which stands for Street and Racing Technology. Oh, sorry. There we go. So yeah, the Dodge Viper is a sports car that was manufactured by Dodge by SRT for both 2013 and 2014, a division of American car manufacturer A.K.A. US LLC, commonly known as Chrysler. So yeah, Chrysler, like the worst car manufacturer in the world. Literally, Chryslers are just terrible in every way. They always are. I would never drive a Chrysler. I would rather walk than having to drive a Chrysler. I would never drive one. I promise you guys. I would never drive Chryslers. Chryslers are just terrible. Always are. So yeah, the Dodge Viper is a sports car. Well, technically it's a supercar. That was manufactured by Dodge by SRT for both 2013 and 2014, a division of American car manufacturer A.K.A. US LLC, which is Chrysler, from 1992 to 2017, having taken a brief hiatus in 2007, and from 2010 to 2012. Production of the two-seat sports car began at New Mac assembly plant, also known as the this is also known as the Detroit Assembly Complex, which is in Detroit, Michigan. So yeah, New Mac assembly plant in Detroit, Michigan, in 1991, and moved to CAAP, which stands for Connor Avenue Assembly Plant, in October 1995. Also in Detroit, Michigan. So that's in October 1995. And as usual, overview is next. So here we go. So, overview. First off is the manufacturer is by Dodge. Production is from 1991 to 2010 or 2010. And then from 2013 to 2017, because in 2017 that was the last year they made the last ever Viper. And hence the name The Last Viper, from a YouTube video from a company called Pennzoil, which they do like oil companies, and you would see like, you know, they pretty much have done this before, like Pennzoil. Like I've seen them before, you know, like with the cars in the same yellow color, you know, with the M4s, M6s. So Pennzoil is basically a commercial. So this is the one. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. This is the logo I'm talking about. This right here had a video of the Viper featured into it. So this was like one of the best ones in the world, and it was called The Last Viper because it was actually the last ever Viper that was ever made, and they didn't make it anymore after 2017. So if you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. Here's the channel if you want to check it out. Feel free to do so. They do like great oil products and all that kind of stuff, you know. For like, they do like motor oil, which they like been pioneering for like the past 110 years. So drivers like you can like pursue your passions. So that's just, and if you want, you guys can like visit pennzoil.com and you can see like the history of like, you know, with the right motor oil and where to buy it, and you can buy it online. I'll put the link down in the description below so you guys can check it out, of like what it is. It's called, if you guys want to visit it, it's pennzoil.com. So if you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. So you could check out like the website where they do like different oil company, like, well, it is an oil company, but they do like different oil types and all that stuff. So yeah, you guys can, so if you guys want, you can check it out, feel free to do so. I'll put the link down in the description below. So yeah, we're still on overview. Manufactured by Dodge, productions from 1991 to 2010, then 2013 to 2017. Assemblies in the U.S. in Detroit, Michigan, at the New Mac Assembly from 1991 to 1995. So that's for the 90s version. And then for the newer version, it's at Connor Avenue Assembly from 1996 to 2017. Body and chassis next. The class is a sports car, technically it's a supercar. Body style you can get is a two-door liftback coupe from 1996 to 2017, and you can get it, and you can even get it as a two-door convertible from 1991 to two-door liftback coupe 1996 to 2017, and a two-door convertible from 1991 to 2010 or 2010. I always say 2010 just because it's much easier and faster to say. Layout is a longitudinally mounted front mid-engine rear-wheel drive, just like any other sports car that there is. Powertrain is next. There's a bunch right here, a lot. I mean, literally, like there's a lot on there. Literally, look at the list on it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Come on, focus. There we go. Focus a little bit. There we go. So look at the list. That's how much there is for this. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to double time this. So, powertrain. So here we go. For the engine, for the different Viper V10s, you could get one with the 8-liter 488 cubic inch. So you could get a 488 cubic inch 8-liter naturally aspirated 488 cubic inch V10, an 8.3 liter 506 cubic inch V10. So 8-liter 488 cubic inch naturally aspirated V10, an 8.3 liter 506 cubic inch naturally aspirated V10, and my favorite one, the 8.4 liter 512 cubic inch naturally aspirated V12. So power output is next. For the SR1 and SR2, 298 kilowatts, 406 PS, 400 horsepower. So that's for horsepower configurations for these, and then we get to the torque. Also, we got 309 kilowatts, 421 PS. So 309 kilowatts, 421 PS, 415 horsepower. 336 kilowatts, 456 PS, 450 horsepower. And then we got 343 kilowatts, 466 PS, 460 horsepower. Then we got the ZB1 and ZB2. We got 373 kilowatts, 507 PS, 500 horsepower, 388 kilowatts, 517 PS, 510 horsepower. Then we got 447 kilowatts, 608 PS, 600 horsepower. And then we got the last one, the VX1. We got 477 kilowatts, 649 PS, 640 horsepower. So that's for like the 2013 version of the Viper SRT GTS. And then we got the last one, which is the ACR version of that car. It's got 481 kilowatts, 654 PS, and 645 horsepower. So it has an increase of an extra 5 more horsepower than the previous SRT GTS Viper. Torque for both those new models, the 2013 and 2017, are exactly the same, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So, speaking of torque, we're on it now. So, torque, here we go. So for the SR1 and SR2, we got 630 Newton meters, 465 pound-feet. Then we got 664 Newton meters, 490 pound-feet. So 630 Newton meters, 465 pound-feet, 664 Newton meters, 490 pound-feet. That's for the SR1 and the SR2. Now we got ZB1 and ZB2. So we got 678 Newton meters, 500 pound-feet. That's a good amount. So 500 pound-feet. That's great. 712 Newton meters of torque, 525 pound-feet. 725 Newton meters, 535 pound-feet of torque. So 535 pound-feet of torque. Then we got 759 Newton meters, 560 pound-feet. Then we got the VX1, my favorite one. 813 Newton meters of torque, 600 pound-feet of torque. So 600 pound-feet of torque. That's a good amount. Although Chrysler considered ending production because of serious financial problems, on September 14th, there we go, 2010, 3 months before my birthday, before I turned 5. So September 14th, 2010, then Chief Executive Sergio Marchionne, Sergio is spelled Sergio, and then we got Marchionne, I can't pronounce it that well, it's spelled Marchionne. He's an Italian-Canadian businessman, widely known for his turnarounds of the automakers Fiat and Chrysler. His business acumen and his outspoken and often frank approach, especially when dealing with unpalatable issues related to his companies and the automotive industry. So yeah, both announced and previewed a new model of the Viper for 2012. In 2014, the Viper was named number 10 on the Most American Cars list, meaning 75% of more of its parts are manufactured in the U.S. The Viper was eventually discontinued in 2017 after approximately 32,000 were produced over the 26 years of production. The 0 to 100 kilometer an hour, the 0 to 100 kilometer an hour, 0 to 60 mile an hour time on a Viper varies from around 3.5 to 4.5 seconds. Top speed ranges from 260 kilometers an hour, 160 miles an hour, to over 320 kilometers an hour, 200 miles an hour, depending on both the variant and the year. Next up is development history. The Viper was initially conceived in late 1988 at Chrysler's Advanced Design Studios. The following February, Chrysler President Bob Lutz suggested that Tom Gale at Chrysler Design Center that the company should consider producing a modern Cobra, and a clay model was presented to Lutz a few months later. Produced in sheet metal by metal crafters, the car appeared as a concept at the North American International Auto Show in 1989. That was when Ali Afshar was like doing street racing and drag racing with Subaru and all that stuff, and ESX Motorsports. Public reaction to the enthusiast that Chief Engineer Roy, his last name is kind of hard to pronounce. That Roy Schoberg was directed to develop it as a standard production vehicle, but then Chrysler chairman Lee Iacocca, which is spelled Iacocca, who's an American automobile executive, delayed approving the $70 million needed to put the sports car into production, saying it was a lot to spend without assurance of financial return. Schoberg selected 85 engineers to be Team Viper, with development beginning in March 1989. The team asked the then Chrysler subsidiary Lamborghini to cast a prototype aluminum block for the sports car to use in May. The production body was completed in fall, which is autumn 1989, with a chassis prototype running in December. Though a V8 engine was first used in the test mule called White Mule, the V10 engine, which the production car was meant to use, was ready in February 1990. Official approval from Iacocca came in May 1990. By auto industry standards, $70 million was not a lot of money, but the potential in improved image was fantastic. 1 year later, Texas chicken farmer Carroll Shelby, who took nitroglycerin pills, and supplied big V8s when he brokered the deal with Ford, and then the AC Cobra was released. That was kind of like the backstory that Jeremy Clarkson talked about in series I think it was series 20 or 21, I can't really remember, but he talked about this when he was racing across from Wembley Stadium in the UK, across San Siro Stadium in Milan in Italy. So yeah, may rest in peace, Carroll Shelby. You may be gone, but you'll forever be remembered. I mean, losing Carroll Shelby was just the worst experience in the world. So yeah. 1 year later, Carroll Shelby piloted a pre-production car as the pace vehicle in the Indy 500 race. In November 1991, the car was released to reviewers, with the first retail shipments beginning in January 1992. The powerful two-seater, which sold for $52,000, sparked immediate interest in the Dodge brand among enthusiasts and the automotive press. Lutz hoped it would raise the spirits of the designers and engineers, who were discouraged by the homely, I can't really pronounce it that well or say it well. It's spelled Homely, unpopular cars that they had been commanded to produce. The popularity of the Viper overshadowed the recent failure of Iacocca's pet car, the TC, which is Chrysler TC by Maserati, which is this one right here. That was featured in one of the Top Gear episodes in one of the new series, I think, with Chris Harris, and Freddie Flintoff, there we go, and Patty McGinnis. Yeah, Patty McGinnis, there we go, that was the one. So yeah, the popularity of the Viper overshadowed the recent failure of Iacocca's pet car, the TC, which had cost 5 times as much to develop. Now I'm going to do the first generation, the SR1 1991 to 2002 version, and then that will be it. And then for my next videos, I will do the second generation, and then the third generation, and so on and so forth. So, first iteration, SR1 1991 to 1995. Before I start, I'm going to see how much information there is. Let's take a look. Not much, but we can do it. All right. So, the first prototype was tested in Tested in January 1989, it debuted in 1991 with two pre-production models as the pace car for the Indy 500 when Dodge was forced to substitute it in place of the Japanese-built Dodge Stealth, which was basically underneath this, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Now, I'll someday I might talk about this car. I really don't know when, but at some point I will try to talk about it. I don't know, but I'll find out. Sorry, here we go. So, the first prototype was tested in January 1989. It debuted in 1991 with two pre-production models as the pace car for the Indy 500 when Dodge was forced to substitute it in place of the Japanese-built Dodge Stealth, which is a Mitsubishi 3000 GT, because of complaints from the United Auto Workers, or the UAW, and went on sale in January 1992 as the RT10 Roadster, or the convertible. Lamborghini, then owned by Chrysler Corporation, helped with the design of the V10 engine, which they had V10s for like Gallardos and Huracans and all that stuff. So it helped with the design of the V10 engine for the Viper, which was based on the Chrysler's LA V8 engine. Originally engineered to be a performance car, the Viper had no exterior mounted door handles or key cylinders and no air conditioning. However, this was added as an option for the 1994-95 models. A climate control featured a snowflake icon, which indicates a potential setting for the AC. The roof was made from canvas, and the windows were made from vinyl using zippers to open and close, much like the Jeep Wrangler. However, the Viper was still equipped with some domestic features, including manually adjustable leather-trimmed sports bucket seats with lumbar supports, an AM/FM stereo, cassette player with clock and high with a high fidelity. I can't really pronounce this, but it's spelled FIDELITY sound system and interior carpeting. Aluminum alloy wheels were larger in diameter due to the larger brakes. A lightweight fiberglass hard roof option on later models was also available to cover the canvas soft roof and was shipped with each new car. There were also no airbags in the interest of weight reduction. Adjustable performance suspension was also an available option for most Vipers. The engine weighs 323 kilograms, 712 pounds, and is rated at 298 kilowatts, 406 PS, 400 horsepower at 4,600 RPM, and 630 newton meters, 465 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 RPM. Due to the long gearing allowed by the engine, it provides fuel economy at the US EPA, United States Environmental Protection Agency, like 12 mpg, 12 liters, 100 kilometers, like 14 mpg in Europe, in the city, and 20 mpg in the US. 12 liters, 100 kilometers is like 24 mpg in let's say Europe, I would say, on the highway. The body is a tubular steel frame with RTM resin transfer molding. It's a manufacturing process in which casting materials is forced into a mold. Transfer molding is different from compression. I was going to say competition. Compression molding, in that the mold is enclosed rather than open to the fill plunger, resulting in higher dimensional tolerances and less environmental impact. Compared to injection molding, transfer molding uses high pressures to uniformly fill the mold cavity. This allows thicker reinforcing fiber matrices to be more completely saturated by resin. Furthermore, unlike injection molding, the transfer mold casting material may start to process as a solid. This can reduce equipment costs and time dependency. The transfer process may have a slower fill rate than an equivalent injection molding process. So transfer molding RTM fiberglass panels. The car has a curb weight of 1,490 kilos, 3,280 pounds, right, quite close to 1,500 kilos. That's around, I don't know, like uh, 3,300 pounds, maybe. I don't know. And lacks modern driver aids such as traction control and anti-lock brakes. The SR1 can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.2 seconds, 0 to 160 kilometers an hour, 0 to 100 miles an hour in 9.2 seconds, and can complete the quarter mile in 12.6 seconds at the speed of 183.1 kilometers an hour, 113.8 miles an hour, and has a maximum speed of approximately 266 kilometers an hour, 165 miles an hour. Its large tires allow the car to average close to 1 lateral G in corners. However, the car proves tricky to drive at high speeds, particularly for the unskilled driver. And now we got the second iteration, SR2, 1996 2002. The second gen Viper, codenamed SR2, was introduced in 1996. The exposed side exhaust pipes on the RT10 Roadster was relocated to a single muffler at the rear, exiting via two large central tailpipes during the middle of the model year, which reduced back pressure and therefore increased the power to 309 kilowatts, 421 PS, 415 horsepower. Torque was also increased by 31 newton meters, 23 pound-feet, to 662 newton meters, 488 pound-feet. A removable removable hardtop was now available, along with a sliding glass window. Some steel suspension components were replaced by aluminum or aluminium, resulting in a 27 kilogram, 60 pound weight reduction. Later in the 1996 model year, Dodge introduced the Viper GTS, a new coupe version of the Viper RT10. Dubbed the Double Bubble, the roof featured slightly raised sections that looked like bubbles to accommodate the usage of helmets, and taking design cues from the Shelby Daytona, designed by Pete Brock, who's an American automotive and trailer designer, author, and photojournalist, who is best known for his work on the Shelby Daytona Cobra Coupe and Corvette Stingray. So, age 87 to 88, born November 1936. Said Pete Brock. More than 90% of the GTS was new in comparison to the RT10. Despite similar looks, the GTS would come with the same 8-liter, 487.6 cubic inch naturally aspirated V10, but power would be increased to 336 kilowatts, 456 PS, 450 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, and 664 newton meters, 490 pound-feet of torque at 3,700 RPM. The 1996 GTS would be the first Viper to be equipped with airbags, and also including air conditioning, power windows, and power door locks as standard equipment. The Viper GTS would be chosen as the pace car for the 1996 Indy 500. Minor updates would continue in 1997 and 1998. In 97, the RT10 would receive a power increase to 450 horsepower, along with airbags and power windows. In 98, both of the versions of the Viper were equipped with second-gen airbags, revised exhaust manifolds, saving 11 kilos, 24 pounds over the previous cast iron components, along with the revised camshaft. In the year 2000, the engine was updated to use lighter hypereulectric pistons, and the car received factory frame improvements. While the hypereulectric pistons provided less expansion, the forged pistons were preferred by customers from the supercharged and turbocharged aftermarket packages. TSB, which is Technical Service Bulletin, recalls 998 and 999 were done at local dealerships to repair the 1996 to 1999 Viper frames by adding gussets with rivets near the steering box. The 2001 models saw the addition of an anti-lock braking system. The RT10 was replaced by the SRT10 Roadster in 2003, and the GTS was replaced in 2006 by the SRT10 Coupe. Alright, so that will be it, guys. So for my next video, for the Viper, I'll be talking about the second generation car right here. So it's the second gen ZB1 from 2003 to 2006. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys like this video, like it, subscribe, comment down below. So comment below what you guys think, hit that notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted of when I make new uploads. And I'll see you guys for part 2 on the Dodge Viper. So I gotta get going. I'll see you guys soon in the next video, but until then, stay safe, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, folks. Peace.